He said he was coming back.
Where's the part with the parking lots? There's something weird, like, he needs some parking lots for residential. Somewhere, somewhere. It says, per lanes or per something. It just,
But I don't know if it's one of the bikes that's doing it or what it is, but. That's good, but it's good. All right, I got 7:03. Go ahead and call the meeting to order. Roll call, please. Here. All right, I need a motion to approve the posted agenda. Second.
a second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion passes. A motion to approve the meeting minutes from the last meeting, December 12th.
Oh,
Motion by second. Second. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
All opposed, same. Motion passes. Go ahead and open up comments to the public. None being heard, we'll move on to item number 5, which is the public hearing. We'll go ahead and open up the public hearing at 7:04. It's a recommendation to adopt the revised Crook zoning regulations. I think probably the best way to attack this is one, just to give just a general overview. So for quite a few months, myself and Toby and CCOG, which by the way, thank you to CCOG for helping us out with this. They went through and did all the formatting. And basically the reason that we're doing the rewrite on this is we have so many different amendments that were different ordinances, and we just pulled everything back together, all the amendments that were made previously, and put it all back into one document. So this should collectively be one document again, creating the 2023 revised Crook zoning regulations. So I think what we'll do is we'll breeze through it pretty quick, and I'll just point out some of the things that were some additions. So we can just start. So starting with chapter 3, nothing changed with the NRC Natural Resource Conservation District. So move on to 4, R1 single family residential. Nothing changed with that. Chapter 5, R2 multi-residential district, nothing changed there. Now, as you guys were reviewing this, or anything that we had previously discussed, if you do have some amendments or some additions, chapter 6, manufactured housing, residential district. There was no change to that, and as a matter of fact, we don't have anything that is zoned R3 right now anyway. Chapter 7, central business. No change there. Chapter 8, general business, no change. Chapter 9, light industrial district. The one thing that there is a change to this, and we'll get to it later, it was the implementation. We moved mini warehouse and storage units into our industrial area. So there is a section that discusses those uses in light industrial, but it's a later chapter, and we'll go through that in some length as we get to it. Also, there are some for commercial districts, zoning areas. There's also architectural architectural standards, and they were put in a little later in the document also, so we can keep flipping. On to heavy industrial, same thing there, no change. On to planned unit development, so this is what we passed many years ago when we were gonna do the commercial area over in Sunset Park, and we were gonna do rec center and stuff. We had asked instead of doing a planned unit development option, we did do that, so that was a separate document, which is now chapter 11 in here, but as far as the verbiage goes from when we passed it the first time, it has not changed. This is not part of this document. Moving on to chapter 12, additional uses. No change to the first page. There are some minor changes as we work through our accessory building. We had some verbiage changes along with some of the height requirements, roof pitch. So if we go to under paragraph 2, our 201 to 400 square feet for accessory buildings. I did change that we used to have an overall height requirement of 15 feet, which for a one-story that just looks terrible once you get that steep of a roof pitch on it, and it's still a one story. So I would add in D, shall not have a roof pitch that exceeds a 12, or excuse me, a 612 pitch, and it shall not be more than one story height. So that was one standard for our standard roof pitch. Matches most of the houses in the area, so that also got moved into the paragraph 3 for detached garages, also with the same roof pitch requirement. Detached garages didn't change. Okay, so as we continue to go through, we look at subparagraph B, excuse me, under paragraph B, large lot development on page 60. So this was an ask that if we look at an option for large lot development, since we have Winter Acres, it's going to be north of town. So I basically went out and I grabbed the county's accessory building ordinance, and then I also looked at what's the largest we allow here in city limits. And so I kind of developed what it shows here, so I'll just read this. I define large lot developments. All lots in the development must exceed 1 acre in order to even be considered a large lot development. If you have any that are underneath that 1, then it doesn't fall underneath this, but everything out there is over 1. So you're allowed to have 1 accessory building is allowed and shall not exceed 1,000 square feet. If less than 200 square feet, then it reverts back to 12.03B1 previously in the document. And if it's between that 201 to 400, then it goes to 12.03B2 above. And anything else that is 401 to 1,000 square feet, then it requires a conditional use permit. This is anything else that we have right now. For a building permit and conditional use permit required prior to grading of the building shall be set back 7 feet from the side and rear property line, shall not be located in the front yard, shall not have a wall height exceeding 12 feet in height. I'm trying to think if there's anything conditions may be attached to such permits to mitigate the impact of adjacent properties and so basically the same thing for what we have right now for anything over 400. Exterior, additional snaps, primary structure of the house, detached garage must be similar to the principal structure. Shall, this is another thing, so it must have, shall have a paved and a hardy surface concrete or asphalt driveway connected to a public street, the same as if it was anywhere else in town. It's got a pavement portion, shall not be placed in the village until the must also have conditions and requirements.
I think that 12 foot is a little bit short when building a big sidewalk. You could get 11-foot doors, get a coach and I know that this is going to take a lot of, and 1,000-foot building. Even if they're within 1,000-foot building, you know, right together.
And then, so I guess something like that, that's something they could come and ask.
Get a variance. Yeah, probably could.
I don't either, and that's, I got no input from the developer. So I just heard that they might, saying that they desire something like out there, but I've had, like I said, no.
Well, I know, but
It's trying to get it.
like he's got it. 14-foot doors on this shore. I don't, I just say it's gonna be hard. It's 100 feet either, but.
I guess that's the reason for some of the additional new stuff. But anyway. Well, and to be honest with you, that's what I struggle with a little bit. In developing this is that the county allows up to like 3,600 square feet, depending if it's over 3 acres. So depending on how many acres, this is how they determine how big the shed is going to be. However, my contention is that if you want accessory buildings that big, then you need a lot of city limits. And we still have to work with the compliance of being a city limits and zoning ordinances. So if you want to develop like that, then develop outside of city limits. So, yeah, so move on. Share this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's feeding off of a different microphone. than this,
No,
right?
that's feeding off the audio feed directly.
Okay.
That's why I want
All right. Okay. So fire spaces, nothing, no change there. So moving on, some on page 64 now for 12.05, no changes there. 12.06, signs, no changes.
Your slide changes to the sign.
We got a political sign on.
Yeah, but he only brought that as a line graph.
Okay.
That was nothing like major.
Okay. Anything worth noting?
No, not really, it was just like ours, just going to the sign thing.
Okay. So I'm on 72 here. Oh, excuse me. No, okay, 74, no change. Which 76 in paragraph 12, or subsection 12.07 fences. We did have some changes there. We added in some verbiage about not allowed in drainage easements, since we've had some issues with that, some non-compliance, so. Let's see here. M is the change there, so installation of fences in drainage easements shall be prohibited. Fences placed in utility easements and other designated easements will require prior approval from the city. So you cannot disrupt drainage. However, if you want to take the risk of putting a fence on a utility easement and those utilities having to be dug up eventually, so then the city may enter easement for construction, reconstruction, replacement, repair, and maintenance purposes. It will be held harmless for the cost of replacement or damage, any improvement or vegetation with the easement, and may make any other appropriate and necessary requirements. So if you put your fence on a utility easement and it has to be tore out for maintenance, emergency reasons, then that will be of no liability to the city.
My dumb question for you, and then
Yes, sir.
would be, so even with a chain link fence?
Yeah.
So that way the water can go clean through it, but then it's still gonna affect the plant, like weeds and branches, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and that's why we just say if it's in the designated easement, that means we use it, no fence.
No fence whatsoever, nothing.
Okay, on to 12.08, telecommunication towers, no change. 12.10. 12.09, site built single family home. I'll read something here real quick. Not that. All right, moving on, 12.010, landscape standards. No change. Manufacturer or home occupation, 12.11, no change. 12.12, no change.
On landscaping, can you have trees in the right of way now or not?
Did we talked about? We did.
Okay,
I
'cause I
thought we
know-
talked about revoking that, but we haven't yet. So it's still in place. Yep. I do know it's somewhat contentious because in the event we have utility repairs and stuff that are, I mean, it's basically trees planted in the utility easement, which can cause all sorts of issues with rooting and stuff, but different topic of conversation, so it's been discussed that we revoke that, but it does look nice.
Oh, yeah, this looks great,
No problem.
Another song, go on my route, which was like, just spoiling out, oh my goodness,
Yep.
pretty terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that probably will be revisited. 12.04, architectural standards. That was an addition. So there's been some issues, especially with commercial buildings. Yeah, so there's the commercial, so A is the commercial standard edition. I'm not gonna read through all of that, but basically in our commercial districts now, you can't just have real long, coordinated 10 buildings. There has to be some unification to it, so that defines the architectural standards for commercial. That was an addition. Cannabis establishment was an addition. That's long, so that's 12.15. Then it goes to 12.16, mini warehouses and consumer storage units. That was an external document that was then fed into this. I did just have to amend a plan that was just submitted to the new commercial district that had outside storage. If you read C, all warehouses, mini warehouses, and commercial storage units must have exterior doors that can see all items inside from external view. No items may be stored outside of units, so there'll be no more external storage. All has to be inside. Anything that is in place now is, yeah, will not have to come up to compliance with anything additional moving forward. No more outside storage, so. All right. Moving on to chapter 13, adjustments to yard regulations, no changes there. And chapter 14, non-conforming uses. 15, amendments and enforcement, just defines the power of the Board of Adjustments, the board, the authorized official. Stop orders, no change. Chapter 16, building permits and fees. Is there any amendment from Bill on that? I don't think there was there, Tobias? Because he's got his own.
I guess so, this is outline that's required, nothing changed there.
Yeah. Okay, chapter 17, Board of Adjustments, which is the City Council, talks about powers and duties, appeal process. This is where our section on variances comes into play, no changes within that though. Court review. Procedure, chapter 18 has the procedures for amendments and change of zone, no change. Conditional use permits, no change. And the definitions. Changes there. All right. We do a recommendation in the public hearing or do it outside?
I'll just conclude the public hearing and then make a motion to recommend adoption of the
Yeah.
regulations.
But that's all done within the hearing, all right? We don't close, we don't.
I'll close the hearing, ask the public to close the hearing and make a motion to recommend.
So I will close the public hearing at 7:24. I will then, entertain a motion to accept, or excuse me, to accept the recommendation to adopt the 2023 revised zoning regulations as written. Motion.
So moved.
Have a second.
Yeah.
I'll open it up for any discussion from any of the board members, any additional comments, questions, concerns, anything. What else that you feel you have input on? None being heard, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All opposed, same, motion passes. No new business, no old business. We will adjourn. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Adjourn as of 7:25, motion passes. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for streaming the video, Tobias. I really appreciate that.